Hello everyone. Today I am Ridhima Dua talking about a subject which is adventurous in itself, became legendary after 1972 to 1979 with the test of the patterns, and is a legend in the history of psychology, human behavior, and understanding the communication with self and others. A subject of whose creators themselves did not know and neither believed that something like this is possible. A subject which became a legend in itself in the whole world, including all the continents and all the major countries. A subject which has helped, healed people in all the different ways, personally and professionally, to find the paths professionally for success, to find the inner purpose in their personal lives, to help their souls to understand themselves, being able to calibrate themselves, and then utilize these tools, techniques, patterns, not even for themselves, but also for others. Something which brought the huge change in the way the coaching industry works all around the world. It was not thought, neither planned, and not even written that this is the way the industry will pave its own history to human behavior and communication. Yes, I'm talking about neuro-linguistic programming, commonly known by everyone in this world as NLP, the subject which started way back unknowingly, without even knowing this name, that's the name which it will be given, in the year 1972 by the studies of Fritz Perls and Richard Bandler and Frank Puselic, going and observing, doing, working, modeling the patterns of Fritz Perls, and they continually did the work of the patterns of Fritz Perls, modeled him exactly the way he does his work, genius in his own work of human behavior, and was modeled first by Richard Bandler and Frank Puselic, without they themselves being unknown that this is modeling. And then when Richard and Frank were doing work about the same work which they learned from Fritz, started receiving their results, and Richard connected with John Grinder, the famous linguistic, the person who became friend close to Richard Bandler in future, and John Grinder was invited by Richard and Frank Puselic to understand how do they do, what do they do. And then the winds started moving towards making what they made. Richard, John, and Frank became great friends together, testing the curiosity of the patterns and the results which it can bring in the change work, simply yet effectively, and kept testing the patterns and started writing how the pattern is worked. They also got connected with Gregory Bateson, who introduced them to Milton Erickson, and also connected with Virginia Satir as one of the models. And John and Richard did the modeling of Milton Erickson the exact way, the way he does the work, or he used to do the work, and modeled his own styles with unconscious assimilation at a know-nothing state, without the understanding of the understanding, and kept doing the micro muscle mirroring of what the pattern is and how is it done without any interpretation of thinking exactly what it is. In the next 10 months' time, Richard and John doing the entire unconscious simulation, and then they went back and started testing all of that in the parallel context and started then coding what exactly they do and how they do. And previously, the name NLP was called as Meta. I'm introducing you to the concept of neuro-linguistic programming which origins from the concept of modeling, which is there in the human species already from a very, very long time in the history. Something which is there already with us, something which we already do like a child. When we come in this world, we see how our parents do things. We hear our native language and the syllable and the sounds which we start creating with the tongues and the mouth movements like that. This is quite interesting, isn't it? And then we start knowing the smell, the feeling, all of that about our family, about my mom, the smell of my mom. I know I'm going to my mom, even if I'm just one day. I know. Utilizing those different patterns of seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, tasting, and I repeat that and I repeat that and I gather more information at a child level, at unconsciously, and I started repeating what they are saying and what they are doing and how is it happening, and I start repeating my entire body at a micro muscle level, which is my face and the expressions and all of that, and I keep repeating that until it becomes a pattern. Consciously, unconsciously, I'm doing all of that at the unconscious level. Of course, unconsciously, I start utilizing the same pattern. Walking, writing, saying the same language in the same way. For me, it was a great experience to know that how do I pick up the utensil and hold the utensil, the work which I do in the kitchen exactly as the way my dadi and exactly as the way some of the patterns from my mom comes. I know from the smell how is the food going to taste. I know by my visual this is the way it used to be. Did it consciously? Of course not. It was completely at my unconscious level. The study of NLP goes quite deeper apart from the language patterns, apart from it is utilizing. It can be utilized in marketing, in influencing, in negotiating, in connecting with people, in coaching, in developing interpersonal relationships, in physical health. That's not it. It is very, 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 very deep. Well, to go that deep, there is only one simple thing to do, and to do. Practice, practice, practice at an unconscious level, at a know-nothing state, and repeat the same in the parallel context until your entire neurological, physiological, all the levels, entire patterns are just like in the system. It's just like a part of your body, and it happens just like that. I'm talking to you now, and at this moment, this script which I am talking to you is not written anywhere. It is coming from my experience of my unconscious assimilation, and the whole process is just like that. I'm going to introduce you maybe more stories around this concept, which will help you to understand this concept deeper. Isn't it quite interesting that you don't even know how are you moving right now when you're listening to me? Catch me more on self-collaboration, knowing what you do, how you do, and how can you utilize NLP more. I'll see you in the next video, all of you. Take care. Bye.